Orang kufar telah mengkhianati pesanan Nabi. Mereka tak hormat langsung keluarga Nabi.
Mereka penipu. Walaupun mereka janji untuk beri layanan yang baik, tetapi saya dan kamu semua jangan percaya dengan bohong mereka. Mereka penipu.
Kita semua keluarga dan darah daging Nabi Muhammad SAW. Nabi yang mulia dengan kebenaran. Jangan kita biarkan ideologi dan akidah ini terjadi terhadap umat Islam. Takbir! Allahu Akbar!
Dalam cinta, lahirnya cerita, dalamnya seluka. Pusaka kita satu senyawa. Damainya satu sejiwa. siut.
Berpokatlah batangnya,
Batangnya silih tabur.
titik jadikan laut,
Kepang jadikan gunung.
alam jadikan guru.
Itulah hidup, itulah hidup. Hidup dikandung ada.
Satu senyawa, kita sejiwa, stasi dan sayang. Dalam tanggapan kasih yang satu.
Damainya.
Satu sejiwa, lahirnya cinta.
Dendam meninggal mayang seperti sulung bermain angin. Au menarik sonsar, sawah mengorak lingkaran. Bukan lebah sebarang lebah, lebah datang dari. Bukan sembah sebarang sembah, sembah menyusun jari 10. Dari mana datangnya lintah? Dari sawah turun ke kali. Dari mana datangnya cinta? Dari mata turun ke hati. Pulau Pandan jauh ke tengah, gunung naik bercabang tiga. Hancur badan di kandung tanah, budi yang baik dikenal juga. Pucuk bau terima, anak 9 di tapak tangan. Duduk jauh beribu batu. Hilang di mata di hati jangan. Ha, ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, the International Traditional Performing Arts Festival 2021, live from Experimental Theatre Universiti Malaya, presenting your host tonight, Lilani UNESCO.
Hello, and thank you once again to the faculty for the beautiful and wonderful performances. Hi again, everybody. It is so great to see familiar faces and new faces that have arrived tonight, and someone very familiar that I haven't met since MCO started. Nice to see you again, Felix. So, how is everyone for tonight? We are in the 4th night of the International Traditional Performing Arts Festival here in Experimental Theatre Universiti Malaya, brought to you by Yayasan Hasana, Yayasan Telekom Malaysia, and Arts for All Season, organized by the Faculty of Creative Arts, UM. Let's give them a round of applause. Wow, I can see somebody wearing the hijab and heels. Love you, sister. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we have been to Korea on the first night. We went to Indonesia or Southeast Asia in general, and we have been in Malaysia for our discussion. So, where do you guys think we are going to go for tonight? Any guesses? Brazil. Now, what do you guys know about Brazil? Oh, football. Football. Ballet? Sorry? Okay, I know their food. Okay, you can't deny. Food. All right, so yes, tonight we are going to be talking about the Brazilian folklore as well as the Portuguese language. All right, so I hope everybody is just as excited as I am because we brought 2 magnificent and brilliant guests for tonight. And it is my greatest honor to be inviting them up on stage. Our first guest is the recipient for Hikmat Setia Award with over 20 years of excellent services as a teacher in teaching the Portuguese language as a foreign language, as well as the Portuguese language and Portuguese culture in our very own Universiti Malaya. And our second guest is a martial arts professor for capoeira, which is a Brazilian martial arts, as well as Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I'm sure you guys are all excited. Without further ado, I would love to welcome Mr. Jamian Muhammad and Mr. Ibrahim Cristiano Genuindo da Silva. All right, welcome gentlemen. Selamat datang.
Selamat datang.
Selamat datang.
Selamat
Okay,
datang.
now I'm pretty sure you guys are all excited. That's why I got so excited. Even when we were waiting, we chatted a lot.
Thank you.
However, let's give the audience a bit of a breather, and I would love the both of you to listen to a wonderful lady with her beautiful voice and a wonderful song. So, why not? Let's welcome our brilliant songbird for tonight. Can we all call out her name? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's welcome Asmidar. Okay, I have to call you up last, but you're just magnificent tonight, babe.
Thank you, Lee. Hai semua.
All right, now, when you guys see dress Asmidar malam ini, what do you think the rendition is going to be like? Kan?
Kan?
Boleh guess tak?
Dia orang lah kena guess. You guys kena guess. Tapi dia orang tak tahu kita nyanyi lagu apa malam ni.
Yeah. Why don't Asmidar share lagu apa malam ni?
Okay, malam ni, I mean from the first day kita dah nyanyi lagu Zapin, then we got Asli, then yesterday we got Ghazal. So today, I'm going to sing a song from Melaka, which is Dondang Sayang. Pernah dengar tak? Pernah.
Now, how do you
Ada
think
yang
Dondang
pernah.
Sayang will sound like when you bagi dia a more reprise and fresh breath of fresh air?
Kena tunggulah sampai akhir nanti, baru tahu.
Yelah, tak ada hint lah, tak ada trailer.
Yes, tak boleh, tak boleh.
Oh well,
Spoiler.
ladies and gentlemen, dengan itu, let's welcome Asmidar and the faculty.
Thank you. Pergi menebang si kayu bakar, buat bekalan pergi ke laut. Pergi menebang si kayu bakar, sudah ku renung 9 pulau, dondang sayang, barulah dapat tempat berpaut. 9 pulau pergi nak cari kasih hati. Sudah ku renung 9 pulau, sobat ramai, barulah dapat tempat berpaut. Sial, sayang Cik Esah makan tempoyak. Sedap betul tempoyak. maju. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Itu dia. Thank you so much, Asmidar, for the beautiful, beautiful performances. Gentlemen, what do you think about the performance that you've witnessed just now?
Well, to me, it's a back to Malaysia history. You know, when I came and I saw the museums and stuff. If you close the eyes, you go back to that time.
Wow.
That's really amazing. She got a nice voice. The band also is amazing.
Band is
Very good.
amazing.
Yeah.
I repeat, the band is amazing.
Very good.
Encik Jamian pula?
Saya rasa Dondang Sayang ini ada kaitan juga seolah-olah macam di Portugal. Dia ada satu lagu yang disebut sebagai fado. Yang dia punya tema ialah percintaan dan sebagainya. Jadi konsep ni sama, mungkin ada juga pengaruh ya Dondang Sayang di Melaka kan dan juga apa ni fado di Portugal.
Betul.
Oh,
Betul.
betul.
Dia setuju.
Dia setuju. Yes. Now, speaking of Portugal dan Brazil, so today we are going to be talking about the Portuguese language and of course the Brazilian folklore and Brazilian music as well, as well as a bit of Brazilian martial arts. Okay?
Yes, let's
so,
go.
I will like to bring up about Mr. Jamian first. Okay, so Encik Jamian, your whole life has been about the Portuguese language and their culture. You've studied in Portugal all the way up to your master's degree.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
So,
my master.
So what made you so interested to take up the Portuguese language and learning about their culture and making it a career and your expertise in life?
Actually, I started learning Portuguese when I did my first degree at the Faculty of Arts and Social Science, University of Malaya, and to fulfill the degree, I had to to take the course, the elective course, and I have chosen Portuguese language because I was thinking that we have influence Portuguese in Malacca, right?
Yes.
And then the influence of Portuguese words in Malay, such as almari, meja, and bandera, and so on. So I think I could score the subject. So finally I got it. And then also after finish my first degree, I've got scholarship, okay, to study summer course in Macau, University of Macau. And after that, in 1996, I got scholarship to further study, to do annual course at the University of Coimbra, one of the oldest university.
Wow.
Okay, if you know.
Their version of I would
Yeah,
say.
exactly. And after finish my study, 1 year I came back, and the dean of the faculty offered me to study to teach Portuguese language. Started from there, so I became more interested, you know, to learn. I feel enthusiastic to learn more and more about this language.
I see. Well, that's very interesting. And it's always an interesting thing about learning new languages because you're not only learning the words, but you're also learning their history, their culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, without having to adapt to that, there's not a way that you would be able to master that language. And what about you, Mr. Ibrahim Cristiano Genuino de Silva?
Hey, that's
We
great.
communicate with each other a week before the event, and he was teaching me how to pronounce his name. I was teaching him how to pronounce my name. So it was a great introduction.
That was true, yeah.
Yeah. So you brought a very interesting instrument tonight, which is a part of the capoeira performances requirement. So capoeira is a form of martial arts which also is accompanied by music. And can you tell us a bit more about your instrument here?
All right. It's just not an instrument, you know. It's the part of the history.
Part of history.
Yeah, it's this Afro-Brazilian instrument. is Africans came to our land and your soil for some necessity they need to create a capoeira for their defense and freedom. After that, somehow, I don't think nobody can find out how they find out one piece of stick, the stick, and there's a roots, it's called cabaça, and back then they use some kind of like green vegetal from the jungle and play the instrument. So the day passed, and then they came to the evolution of the name create of capoeira. So today in Brazil, we have in our Philharmonica this instrument as part of the National Philharmonica. Yeah, it's not just instrument, it's the part of a history, the berimbau.
Berimbau.
It's the berimbau.
I was so afraid I might have wrongly pronounced that, so it's the berimbau.
Berimbau, and we normally call this is the king of capoeira. Without this instrument, capoeira cannot survive.
I would say for us in Malaysia, without the rebab, Mak Yong will not be complete. I guess we would compare it like that. And may I know, what is the bottom part of the instrument made out of? Is it a fruit?
No, it's not a fruit. It's a roots. Okay, so these roots you can find in Malaysia, yes, other countries probably, but in Brazil you can see this pretty much in every farm, And just to make compare, in Malaysia, Brazil, they have the same tropical line.
A similar climate.
Yes, so we can plant this here, but I don't see interest to have here. So full of the instruments from Brazil, I bring from there. So
when I see this fruit, it reminds me of a similar instrument from my hometown in Sabah.
Yeah.
We have a wind instrument called the sompoton.
Yeah,
so
I saw
the bottom part is very similar to this, where you blow it and then you'll play it like a recorder. So it's very interesting, knowing the fact that we have a similar climate, Brazil and Malaysia. It could also be a similar.
You might confuse this tree, the bush, with watermelon bush.
Okay.
Yeah, they grow it the same way.
Oh, that's interesting.
But of course, when you see the rounding thing, you can differentiate from the watermelon.
I see. Well, on top of this, I got to know that you also run your own studio, which is called the Caboclo Fit Studio in Paradigm Mall in Kelana Jaya.
Behind Paradigm Mall.
Okay, behind Paradigm Mall in Kelana Jaya to be
Yes.
specific.
Yes.
Now, what made you decide to pursue opening your own studio here in Malaysia?
To be, of course, through the story, it's like I got this student as a she, and she's still, but she is a journalist. But back then, she was studying, and she was trained with me for almost 15 years. So as she saw me, hard to find my own place, and she called me and said, "You know what? You are my coach. Let's do it together." So I have a lot of, full congrats to her. And she make this dream happen.
Wow, interesting.
So yes, me and her leading the studio. So why I make it? It's because, okay, it's the only way I can see he has been there. It's like a Brazilian house, in Malaysia.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's hard for me if I work for somebody else. They try to make my dream come true because it's different mine.
Understood.
So now I have my own Brazilian house in Malaysia. So that's make me, so I can share with everybody, speak the language, train the martial art, and then be healthy and with my way.
Yes, indeed. And one of your favorite things in life is to live a healthy and fit, active lifestyle. Am I correct?
Probability to live more, I can live more, yeah.
All right, now back to Mr. Jamian. All right, now, the Portuguese language is such a niche language, and in this world of globalization, being able to master at least one foreign language is considered as an upper hand. Now, what is your opinion on the opportunities of a person who is able to speak Portuguese and is mastered Portuguese in terms of their employability in Malaysia?
And okay, thank you. Of course, if you know about Portuguese language, you have opportunity to get better, call it jobs, We have a good relation, bilateral relation between Malaysia and Brazil. And also we have the embassy of Brazil in Kuala Lumpur. And I think if you know Portuguese, then you can be a translator, interpreter, and also as a teacher. And I think it will be great.
Now, Portugal and Brazil, they both speak the Portuguese language, but the dialect and certain words would be different. And we also have a Portuguese settlement in Malacca. Some of them are in Penang, and I heard some of them migrated to Johor. Can you maybe share a bit of the differences?
The differences maybe because I'm learning Portuguese of Portugal, and Mr. Ibrahim
his
is
mother tongue is a Brazilian Portuguese.
Actually Portugal and Brazil is something like we consider as a brothers, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we speak the same language, but maybe a little bit because European and Latin America is too far, maybe the slang, you know, like the differences, for example,
Semenanjung and Sabah.
Yeah, exactly.
Over here, we say, hi, apa khabar?
For example, like Malay language and Indonesia with saya and saya.
Betul.
Okay. And for example, if let's say the differences between Portugal and Brazil, I could say maybe if you want to say I love you, okay, I love you, I will say in Portugal, you amo-te. You amo-te.
You amo-te.
You amo-te. But in Brazil, you can say you ci amo.
You ci amo.
Or ci amo.
Ci amo.
Again?
Ci amo.
You.
What?
Again? I love. Okay, ci amo.
Ci amo.
Correct, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in Brazil also using the gerund, something like I am speaking, for example, eu estou a ler. Okay, eu estou a ler for Portugal, but in Brazil, estou lendo or estou falando using ANDO. Yeah, something like that. I am speaking, but estou falando.
What about the
falar, F-A-L-A-R is speak, but using ANDO, something like ING, present continuous tense, ING become ANDO in Brazil. But in Portuguese, using the basic verb, infinitive, we call it infinitive verb, F-A-L-A-R, estou a falar. The same meaning.
All right, now my last question would be, how different would the Portuguese language have adapted in the Malaysia community? Especially for the Portuguese settlers in Malaysia.
You mean in Malacca?
Yes, in Malacca.
In Malacca, I have no idea, but they don't have stances in Malacca. The structure is like Malay, but they are using the Portuguese word. For the I eat, I am not familiar with this, but I maybe guess that to eat is kumi. Yo kumi. Kumi is eat. So in Portuguese, or Portugal is kumi also, but kumi is a past tense one.
I see.
For Malacca, they use the same tenses for the past tense, present tense, and future tense. Same, like in Malay, saya makan, awak makan, anda makan, kami makan. Same word, same the verb, like in Malay.
Same word, just structure dah Melayu.
Dah Melayu,
dah
exactly.
follow Malaysia.
Well,
exactly. That's what Malaysia is really good at, is rojak everything.
Exactly, with the word Portuguese word, yakumi.
Yes. Well, which is true. The word almari, I studied Bahasa Melayu for my STPM, and I've seen the origins of certain words from Sanskrit. From what surprises me the most was Portuguese, like almari. I can't remember. Almari hit me the most.
Yeah, so, but you know that the fruits, for example, ananas. Nanas is in Malay is from Portuguese. But in Brazil, they don't use ananas, they use abacaxi. Abacaxi.
In Sabah, we call it nanas.
Nanas, exactly.
Because the best nanas.
Yeah.
The best nanas.
Because abacaxi is from the indigenous. From Tupi
Guarani.
language.
Tupi Guarani, yeah.
You know what? Talking with these two gentlemen, there's just so much, but I'm just so sad that we don't have the whole week to talk together with them. And I think the audiences are very much curious about how does capoeira look like? Can I try a bit of capoeira?
Are you
and
ready?
we'll get back to Encik Jamian. Maybe Encik Jamian can help.
Oh, no.
Bagi tahu kiri kanan kat mana. Kiri kanan depan belakang.
I could say kanan is direita, esquerda, direita,
Okay, let's make this
esquerda.
a challenge. Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, you will do all the instructions in Portuguese. Mr. Jamin have to translate to everybody. Everybody follow. So who wants to try out capoeira? Raise your hands. It's not going to be violent lah, guys.
Malu.
Oh, dah, see, dia tahu malu. Bila cakap malu baru nak. Okay, now let's calm down. Adik-adik semua.
Let's
Alright,
go.
gentlemen.
Let's go. All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's alright. You can leave
Yes,
it here.
all right. Maestro, tolong. Skitung dung, skitung dung, skitung dung, tung tung.
Right, are you guys ready? Panaskan badan.
Skitung
If you're comfortable being barefoot, more than welcome.
Skitung dung, tung
So,
skitung dung.
capoeira. It is a type of Brazilian martial arts. As you can
Facing
see.
that way?
Yes, you
All right.
may go ahead. The stage is yours, sir.
Guys,
I
it's
can
going to
just
be very
really-
basic, okay?
Oh, boleh duduk.
Of course. So, it's called Ginga. Thank you very much. That's the right way to do it. Thank you very much. Yes. All right? So you guys need to spread out. Be some in front, some in the back.
Social distancing.
Yes.
Halal gap. Okay.
Let's go to this position. Okay? Exactly how I'm doing. Look my back and my foot on the back. I'm not
Okay.
flat, okay, guys? I just use my toes, and I'll be here. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, nice position. Ready? Dois. Isso, boys. Try to not cross your leg.
Don't cross the legs.
Dois. That's great. Dois. Dois. Great. We're going good. 4 more time. Chupasque.
Cepat sikit.
Dua lagi. Hey. Satu lagi. Oh, thank you. All right. So let's go for the next step. Right? Let's go. Get the position. Nice. Everybody ready? Okay. Dois.
Okay.
Três.
E
Quatro.
4, 4,
Cinco.
5, 5,
Seis.
6, 6,
Sete.
7,
All right. One more time.
Seven.
Here.
1,
Zamri nak join ke?
2,
Join.
Três.
3, 3,
Quatro.
4, 4,
Cinco.
5, 5,
Pakai lagi.
Seis.
6, 6,
There you go, guys. You guys did very good rolê. All right? One more time.
7,
1.
1,
I'm here. Dois.
2, 2,
Três.
3, 3,
Quatro.
4, 4,
Cinco.
5, 5,
Seis.
6,
Sete.
7,
Cool.
7.
All right. So let's go in one kick. No, just one kick. Capoeira without kick is not capoeira. Just one. Okay? Let's go back to this position. Please space each other.
Okay. Space within each other. Same goes to the audiences.
1.
1,
Keep look at the screen. 2.
2,
Look my body. I twisted. Clear? 3.
3,
1.
1,
2.
2,
Look to my chest, guys. Yes, very good. 3.
3. Very good.
Let's chupasque. 1,
Cepat sikit ya.
2,
Rápido.
3.
1, 2, 3.
1,
1,
2,
2, 3. Cuba ikut sama-sama. 1,
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Muito obrigado.
Yeah.
Obrigado. Terima
Obrigado.
kasih. Okay, have a seat. Now,
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, that was a brilliant demonstration, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Did you guys enjoy it?
Thanks for the translation.
Would you guys like to learn from the man himself? Okay, therefore, please follow his Instagram or his studio's Instagram called Cabocco Fit Studio. That is CABOCO, Cabocco. For more information, I've shared that to you as promised.
Thank you.
Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to the next performance. We will be showing a Brazilian folklore performance that I am also very keen and excited to watch. With that, over to you guys.
Olá, pessoal. É um prazer enorme estar aqui falando com os nossos amigos da Malásia. Meu nome é Helena Lourenço, estou como presidente da Abrasofa, que é uma associação brasileira que organiza festivais internacionais de folclore aqui no Brasil há mais de 30 anos. Temos diversos projetos envolvendo meio ambiente, desenvolvimento local, artesanato, temos intercâmbios com universidades, intercâmbios culturais também com estudantes. Então, temos uma trajetória aí voltada totalmente para a cultura. E é um grande prazer ter firmado essa parceria com os nossos amigos da Malásia e esperamos que em futuro próximo consigamos desenvolver mais projetos. Tivemos aí o festival virtual, né? Após pandemia, ou antes desta pandemia aí, nós organizávamos festivais internacionais de folclore presenciais com muitos países, mais de 20 países já estiveram presentes em nossos festivais. Mas com a pandemia, nós e o mundo inteiro se reinventou. E nós estamos fazendo esse festival virtual, fizemos em 2020, em 2021 também, vamos agora para 2022 também fazendo um festival virtual em função dessa reestrutura, né, que nós temos que fazer em função de pandemia. Temos também a Rede Internacional de Comunicação, que é onde faz parte esse intercâmbio com os nossos amigos aí da Malásia, que é uma rede que envolve vários parceiros no mundo inteiro, seja universidades, instituições, ONGs, grupos folclóricos, enfim. A função, o objetivo, na verdade, é agregar cada vez mais parceiros no mundo inteiro em prol do folclore, das artes populares, do artesanato e, claro, né, do meio ambiente. Esse ano, nós estamos dando continuidade ao nosso projeto, que é o desafio mundial, que nós estamos tentando, né, aumentar os parceiros plantando árvores pelo mundo inteiro. Agora também estamos focando nos nossos intercâmbios culturais e queremos oferecer, né, porque acreditamos que seja uma grande oportunidade aos nossos jovens, queremos oferecer à Malásia que para que possamos estar desenvolvendo um projeto em conjunto para receber estudantes da Malásia aqui no Brasil e vice-versa, também levarmos estudantes nossos à Malásia. Claro, num futuro próximo, né, nos organizarmos para isso. Essa parceria é muito importante para nós, né, com a vossa universidade, então isso abre portas e acreditamos que para esses jovens que possam usufruir desse contato com culturas diferentes vai ser tremendamente importante. Então é isso que eu tinha para dizer, um grande abraço, claro, de forma virtual. Obrigada.
estão sabendo disso? É, meu filho, é uma revolução nas universidades brasileiras. Esse meu encosto louro aqui, ó, participou dessa última agora, lá na UFRJ. E ela contou uma história muito bonita que ela aprendeu com um cacique guarani aqui de Maricá. É, menino? É assim, ó. O corpo vai para a terra, a alma vai para os céus. O que fica mesmo é a sombra. Com todo o nosso respeito e cumplicidade, a nossa homenagem agora, nas palavras do indígena Daniel Munduruku e na poesia de Caetano Veloso, a nossa homenagem aos povos originários de todo o mundo.
Deitava sobre as estrelas, procurando imaginar todo o universo. Silêncio. Aprendi a ser índio, pois aprendi a sentir. A arrancar de dentro para fora, fazia brotar os sonhos e rir dos mistérios da vida. Aprendi as lições da floresta, dos rios e de todos os seres, como uma teia cósmica, de onde vêm os cantos, as danças, os rituais e tudo. O mundo e nós, uma coisa só. Um corpo sagrado. O índio preservado em pleno corpo físico. Em todo sólido, todo gás e todo líquido. E átomos, palavras, alma, cores.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a bit of a hiccup there, but it looks like the show must go on.
Nosso
Wow, that was a beautiful performance of so many of Brazil's culture. And we were having a very fruitful discussion in the middle of it as well, where Mr. Ibrahim said there were over 7 cultures in that short video itself. So who would like to know more about what you have just watched? Raise your hands. Maybe the ones in Zoom can also raise their hands. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, zooming in live with us via Zoom, all the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil, we have the Vice President of the Brazilian Associations of Organizers for Folklore Festivals and Popular Arts. She has been everywhere for the name and in the name of culture and arts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Miss Camila Leal Rosa. Hello, Miss Camila. Oh, wow, we see you there. All right, good morning to you and good evening from us in Malaysia.
Exactly. Good morning. Good morning. It's a great pleasure to be here with you, Commandos, with the university, with these two representatives of Brazil there. We're talking to you. I was following. I also practiced capoeira, so I was very, energized when he was showing capoeira.
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning to you and good evening from us. I hope you're doing well then. Thank you so much for taking the time, making the time to join us tonight. Now, as I've mentioned, Mr. Ibrahim have shared with me and also Mr. Jamian have also shared, there have been many influences into the Brazilian culture, which makes it the Brazil that we know today as a big melting pot. And in that video alone, there was over 7 cultures. Can you share with us what was shown and performed in that festival?
Yes, of course. So, first of all, I would like to thank a lot for the University of Rio de Janeiro, Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, who did this brilliant presentation covering all the folklore of Brazil, like many parts of the folklore of Brazil. And they were straight to the point, the difference we have in our country. It's a big, huge culture we have here. The company of dance from Rio de Janeiro has 38 years of activities, and they have been studying the folklore and representing it with shows, with seminars, with workshops, and they are really good in what they do. Well, today they represented many parts of this culture, and I will tell you, like in parts, what they presented, okay?
Interesting. And even Mr. Ibrahim shared, he got so excited when he saw the performances from his own hometown. And the last performance, the carnival, where he shared that's how capoeira was performed once upon a time. And there used to be knives, like knives, yeah guys, padang. No, not padang, pisau, under those handheld umbrellas. So I'm excited to see what you have to share for us tonight, ma'am.
Yeah, so I will describe a little bit and explain from the bottom to the beginning, so then you can remember well what comes in the end, okay, to the beginning. So the last part of the presentation was the street carnival blocks, okay? In Rio de Janeiro, but not just in Rio de Janeiro, but all over Brazil, but especially in Rio de Janeiro, we have marching songs that give us a special color to the blocks. This happens in avenues, squares, and streets, and people go to the street wearing costumes and with instruments, and they dance and they sing along like for hours. So they go around the street, walking down the streets and having so much fun. And especially the kind of music that we have in this process is the samba. And it's very, very popular in Brazil. I'm sure everybody knows, yeah? Before that, we had frevo. Frevo were the part where the people was like jumping, doing this kind of this movement. This is from the north of Brazil. Also happened on the streets People are very colored. We have some characters that do this that make part of this folklore representation. We have a claw, we have an ox, we have a cat, we have an angel, we have a devil, the president, and a fairy. So these are the characters that compose the frevo, also with a big doll and many brass instruments. They did a very interesting thing related to your festival, that is the creative performing arts, right?
Indeed. And our theme is about reflecting traditions, arts traditions through innovation and creativity. So I am told that Brazil lives with their culture in their daily lives. It really reminds me a lot about Malaysia.
Yes, and that's why in this part where they presented frevo, they presented frevo and also the funky. Funky is a popular style of music in Brazil, not from folklore, like a contemporary, and they did a mix of the funk and frevo, and also showing that they have a convergence in the dances. So there, in that moment, we had the contemporary and the tradition together. So it was very interesting.
Wow, that's amazing. My next question would be, wow, I have a lot of questions for you right now. So my next question would be, how much do you see that the people in Brazil would appreciate their culture and the effort of younger generations to either want to preserve or to innovate their culture into something that's more tasteful for today's generations?
Yeah, you know that Brazil is a huge country.
Oh, yes.
And we have many folklore groups here in Brazil, spread all over Brazil. We are very happy to have young groups and adults group too. Usually the young groups are the sons and daughters from the adults. And these make us very happy because so that means that the parents are passing to the new generation the new content, the content they know, and then the culture can like continue. I have an example for me. I started being a volunteer at Abrazofa when I was 13 years old. And now I am 38. So I started as a child, and now I am 38 as the vice president of the organization.
Wow, that is amazing. Dedication.
I'm very happy to represent Brazil and to show what we have in our country, like to the world. It's a big pleasure for me. And I also have 2 kids, and they are also and already doing part of this too.
Making legacy already. That's amazing, Camila. That's amazing. So where do you see the role of your organization to be able to share and spread the colorful, vibrant culture and love that you have in Brazil to the world?
Well, Abrazofa, I would just repeat the meaning of Abrazofa, which is Brazilian Association of Organization of Folklore Festival and Popular Art. We have been developing activities like folklore festivals over 37 years. And in the last 3 years especially, we did, 2 years, sorry, we did online festivals. And so these last 2 years, we are doing these international folklore festivals, and we noticed that the pandemic had a good side for us too, because then we could like have this moment we are having now, like in borders. So before we used to organize presential folklore festivals in many countries, but now we can do it online, and we can be in Brazil and Malaysia at the same time.
Yes, that's correct.
Countries.
This is amazing that we can do this.
Yeah. So Abrazofa shows the culture, the Brazilian culture through festivals, both presential and virtual. We also care about social and environmental issues because we have consultative status on behalf of ECOSOC United Nations. So we represent United Nations in Brazil among the NGOs. So we just don't care about folklore and culture, but also we have a challenge of planting 1,000 trees all over the world. And Malaysia already took part of this action with Amandus, and we are very glad about that. Malaysia did, planting of some trees, and we care about that too. So we have projects related to social environmental place too.
Thank you so much, Ms. Camila. And I'm aware that you have a tight schedule right now. Again, I really appreciate you making time in the morning in Brazil, all the way there. Now, may I have one last question?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Now, this caught my curiosity, especially after a fruitful discussion with these two kind gentlemen with me today. I noticed there are a variety of representations. There are Africans, there are Portuguese, and there are even something similar to Latin culture in there. Can you share with us a brief sharing about the history on how did the influences came to be in Brazil?
Sure. We have plenty of influences in Brazil. And in different regions, I would say, like in a general bill. So in the north of Brazil, we received lots of French people, especially in Maranhão. In the north, like Alagoas, Pernambuco, there, we received many immigrants from Netherlands. And in the south of Brazil is completely different. We received people from Europe, I mean, from Germany, from the Czech Republic, from Hungarian, from Poland. So that's why it's so diverse, the representation of our folklore, exactly because of these influences. In Bahia, and where you can see like the capoeira, it comes from Africa. So it's completely diverse. In Amazonas, which is the other side of Brazil in the north, it's completely from Indians.
From where?
So we have the indigenous there.
Oh.
So it's very wide.
Wow, that is amazing. That reminds me a lot of Malaysia. We have our indigenous cultures. We have people coming in from the Dutch to the Portuguese to the British, Indians, Chinese, even the eastern side of Malaysia, we have the Filipino influences and the Indonesian influences. That is, I would say Brazil is a lot like Malaysia. Even our weather is similar. Wow. So I hope one day we will be able to meet you personally and we get to learn from you on one of those beautiful dances. Thank you so much for your time.
I would love to be there presentially. I am a dance teacher.
Oh, wow.
So I could teach you, the students, the samba, the forró, and other dances from carimbó, frevo. So I could be there doing a workshop presentially with you. It would be amazing for me. And also I would love to learn the dances from Malaysia, and then when I arrive here, I can pass through our students. And that's one point that I would like to tell you also, that we have international culture exchange program inside Abrazofa, and we would like to do this with Malaysia, so we can receive students from Malaysia here in Brazil, we can host them here, and we hope you could host our Brazilian students there too.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I guess I graduated a bit too early, but I believe my juniors would be able to have the opportunities. And I think Mr. Jamian would be happy to teach you the joget. Okay, he can calculate everything for you in Portuguese. Right, so thank you so much, Ms. Camila. I understand you have a tight schedule. Again, thank you so much. How do you say thank you in Portuguese?
Obrigado.
Obrigado. Thank you so much. Have a good day and bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, darlings. Bye, thank you.
Bye-bye, terima kasih.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day ahead of you. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen a beautiful sharing session. It was very insightful, very interesting. I just wish we had, a little bit more time, or probably its own festival, just for us to know more about Brazil and Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? You might end up mixing capoeira and silat, and who knows, right? Okay, I can see one of the the musicians are like, Lil, do not start. Okay. Well, now we've spoken about capoeira. We've seen most of the beautiful influences, beautiful cultures of Brazil. We've known a lot more about the Portuguese language and how it actually has influences in the Malay language as well. Why not right now? I believe everybody would love to hear the beautiful Berimau.
Oh, yes. Jom.
Jom. All right. Well, with that, I would like to welcome Mr. Ibrahim Cristiano Genuino de Silva. I took 1 week to practice that.
Okay.
All right. Please, with all the respect,
Yeah,
the stage is yours.
Let's go.
Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Right. So, Mr. Ibrahim, do you perform, do you play this instrument in a standing position or in a sitting position?
Standing position, and then can hold by myself.
I see.
Yeah. It's not
That
that
is a
heavy.
large instrument to behold. So it's not that heavy, is it?
No, it's not.
All right, everybody, let's give another round of applause for Mr. Ibrahim Cristiano and the faculty. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim. Thank you to faculty. Let's give Mr. Ibrahim and the faculty another round of applause. That was amazing. Was that rehearsed?
Thank you very much.
Was that rehearsed or was it on the spot, Cik Leman? On the spot again, ladies and gentlemen.
I wish. Thank you guys. Really good. Man, seriously, thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih juga. Okay, that's only in Malaysia where you thank a person by thanking them. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a very interesting way of playing it. You have 3 things happening there at one time.
All right. So like I said, it is the steak. It's not just a steak. You need to find this. You need to know what it is. And then this amazing I take from a tired car.
A car tire?
Yes.
Oh, what? Okay, wow.
And it's no other string can have the same song. Only the tire from the car.
Wow, so anything can be made into an instrument.
Yeah.
Now the violinist is thinking, what about my strings?
De cabaça, caxishi, a simple stick, and this.
The simplest of things makes the best.
Yes.
And that's a pebble.
Yeah, it's a pebble. You can find
Anything special about the pebble?
yes, supposed to be this one. And amazing because in Brazil to find a pebble like this, it's not everywhere you can find it. Actually, this one.
Did you take it from any river in Malaysia?
No, I took from Mid Valley.
Oh, Mid Valley.
Seriously, I was walking.
The one behind the ice cream stall.
It's like the garden right there. Like, wow, that's amazing to play my berimbau. So just excuse me, thank you. So yeah, so you can find in Malaysia very easy this one.
Very easy. Well, at least I know you didn't pick it out from any random sungai anywhere else. Well,
Special.
Once again, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a seat, ladies and gentlemen. Please, it's all right. Have a seat. Wow. So, who's amazed? Everybody was in awe. I repeat, thank you so much. Everyone was in awe. They don't know whether to clap or to dance. I was dancing, or to dance, or to just be amazed by how amazing that was.
I want to dance too.
You were dancing while playing. So, and Cik Jamian was on the edge of his seat. Nak menari tak nak menari? Nak menari tak nak?
Takut.
Takut nak menari. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. And actually, I would like to have one last question for the both of you as part of our closing. Is what is your aspiration and your advice for those who would like to pursue in the language or to learn about culture and maybe preserve the arts and culture and making it a part of their lives?
Pursue you first.
Okay, for the student who intend to further study, especially in language, they should know about the culture also, not only language, culture, and also to learn about the history of those countries, like, for example, Portuguese. You have to know about Portugal, to know about the Brazilian history and the history of the language. Because, for example, when Portugal arrived in Brazil in late 15th century, so it was habitant living there, indigenous people, and then continue with in 1950, where African peoples, Portuguese needed the labor, so they brought African people to the Brazil to ended up influencing also the what you call it, the way they're speaking, and then the culture also, as we saw in the performance, the video. And also if we remember that in Brazil had migratory waves where Italian, German, Arabic, Turkish,
a large migration of people coming into Brazil from
ended up
many parts
also
of the world.
influencing the languages, the culture, and also the way the speaking of Brazilian Portuguese. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yes. So learning is a lifelong process. The more you go, the more you don't know, and the more you would appreciate what you already know, the more you would hunger for what is there to know more. Exactly. I hope that makes sense to you, and that's always been an advice made from everyone that I've made who decided to go further into education.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you so much, Encik Jamian. And what about you, Mr. Ibrahim? Do you have any advice for those aspiring artists, for those who wants to preserve, protect, or even innovate the culture and arts?
I do have, but before I say it, I know every moment in your life is very precious. I know probably I'm not gonna have this Brazilian special night again.
Aww.
And I wanna say thank you very much. Congratulations for everyone. Really, I say this from my heart, okay? I'm living here 16 years. I have been everywhere, performance for everybody, even for the king I did. But simplicity and with art. Okay, back the question is, why Brazil have you been suffering for so many reasons? Everybody already know, politics and stuff. But we keep surviving, why we're so special, why everybody want to visit Brazil. Simple, there are no country gonna survive without a culture, okay?
No country will survive without culture.
Okay, and that's it. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih juga. Okay, force of habit. Sorry, I'm a Malaysian. All right, now with that said, again, ladies and gentlemen, we have marked the end of the session with me. All right, and thank you for everyone who has made this a tremendous success, and thank you to all the audiences who have zoomed in with us, tuned in with us from day one on Facebook and YouTube and any other social platform. It has been an amazing opportunity, an amazing session to be learning, to be appreciating, to be innovating so many things about our culture and bringing them forward to the future. Again, I would love to apologize. I would like to sincerely apologize that for any mistakes that I may or may not have been aware of, for all that is good came from God the Almighty, and all that is bad may have came from my from myself, okay? So, joking, I love you, Prema, okay? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to welcome back the lady of the night who is going to be bringing a brilliant breath of fresh air. She even refused to let me hear a trailer back in the makeup room. Let's welcome Asmidar and the faculty. Thank you, everybody. Good night. I'm Lilani Yuneska, signing off.
Thank you too, darling.
Thank you.
All right, okay. Hai semua. Alright, kita dah sampai ke penghujung rancangan, dan sebelum saya menyampaikan lagu yang terakhir, today is my last day untuk saya menyanyi menghiburkan anda semua. Saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada pihak Universiti Malaya kerana sudi mengundang saya dalam majlis yang penuh ilmu ini. Tapi sebelum itu saya ingin anda semua berikan tepukan yang paling gemuruh untuk band yang mengiringi saya. The Faculty di bawah pimpinan Encik Rafi. Alright. Okay, tadi you all dah tahu dah, I menyanyikan lagu Dondang Sayang kan, versi original di awal persembahan tadi. Dan sekarang ni, tiba masanya untuk I sampaikan lagu Dondang Sayang ni dengan versi yang lebih moden, lebih baru. And untuk sesiapa yang belum mengetahui, actually Dondang Sayang ni dinyanyikan secara duet. Okay, dia ada berbalas-balas pantun. Orang ni soal, orang ni jawab. Orang soal, orang ni jawab. So, saya tak nak nyanyi seorang pada malam ni. Okay. Jadi saya nak anda semua berikan tepukan kepada sahabat saya iaitu Dr. Syafa kerana beliau akan bersama-sama dengan saya pada malam ni.
Hello Hasmida.
Halo Doktor. Apa
khabar semua?
Alhamdulillah. Sihat semua? Okey. Doktor, malam ni kita nak berduet nyanyi lagu Dondang Sayang kan?
Betul. Nervous sebenarnya nak berduet dengan penyanyi Asmida. Betul bukan?
Okey, thank you. Tapi sebelum kita orang menyanyi, I hope lagu ni dan lagu Dondang Sayang ni versi baru. Okey, kita akan bawakan versi mambo. So tak best kalau kita orang berdua je dekat atas ni. Saya nak ajak semua termasuk Lil dan juga our guest untuk join us on the stage menari lagu ni. Boleh ke? Kalau tak boleh, I tarik seorang-seorang, okay? Okay, Ben.
Dance together.
Alright, let's go.
Yuk, silakan.
Come. Saya jemput semua untuk turun. Come, Lil. Dipersilakan.
Please come forward.
Oh, social distancing jangan lupa.
Silakan Amy.
Pergi
membasahi bumi, bayu yang meniup. Oh, damainya satu sejiwa, akhirnya cinta. Cerita yang selokan, pusaka kita satu senyawa. Satu sejiwa. Pisaunya sirau, batangnya silih tabur. Depannya diburu, itulah hidup, itulah hidup, hidup digandung ada. Jumpa lagi.
telah mengkhianati pesanan Nabi. Mereka tak hormat langsung keluarga Nabi.
Ya, mereka penipu. Walaupun mereka janji untuk beri layanan yang baik, tetapi saya dan kamu semua jangan percaya dengan bohong mereka. Mereka penipu.
semua keluarga dan darah daging Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi yang mulia dengan kebenaran. Jangan kita biarkan ideologi dan akidah ini terjadi terhadap umat Islam. Takbir! Allahu Akbar!